Now, don't go being jealous of my shirt. Hello, welcome to Peace, Love, and Idol, March 21st, 2012. We are now in the top 10 performances, and they will be doing the songs of Billy Joel this evening. I feel like it's been 5,000 years since last Wednesday. That long day and back hurt. So I'm going to try to keep this shorter than usual. We'll see how that goes. We opened the show with like the most overdramatic footage of people being upset about Shannon leaving us. Like, you did not even know this bitch 3 months ago. We're really this sad? We're really this sad? I'm not sad. Are you sad? Because that shit was annoying and long. We are now to the point where they're still having a 2-hour show without 2 hours of actual content. So the crap with Jimmy Iovine is longer, and now we also get to suck up time watching Tommy Hilfiger talk about what he can do with people's style. I was a fan of him being there. I wasn't really a fan of listening to him and his style guru talk about what they're going to do with everyone's style. So I was excited to hear about the Billy Joel theme. I did see it on Facebook because it is a date that, whoa, it's even later than I thought it was right now. Diddy is a mentor. And at first I was like, oh, but then I thought about it, and he is the bomb producer. Like, his songs are not very good. But he's a good producer. So, and he's funny. I mean, I used to like pretend that I hated him so much, but then I used to watch like Making the Man and like every reality show he's ever on. He just freaking cracks me up. So hopefully he'll be good. And the only other thing before the show started was Randy has a crazy busy blue, yellow, and black shirt on, and then he has this brooch. Like, first of all, men wearing brooches. Okay, and it's like a Christmas colored skull, or it looks Christmas colored in the light, and it's so clashy, it makes me want to die. So that's all I had to say about the beginning of the show. And then we were right off to DeAndre, he's the first singer of the night, and he's going to sing Only the Good Die Young. Diddy was feeling this song. He like has a connection. He like loves this song. Who knew? And they kind of didn't really tell him all too much. I guess they were maybe trying to let him do his own thing, since last week they told him what to do and he basically sucked. So I loved the outfit. I didn't really pay attention to what Tommy Hilfiger was saying. I know they were farting around about his hair, but I didn't really care. I loved the vibe. I thought he killed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was accurate. I thought the bridge was the bomb. I don't even know if that's the bridge. You got a nice white dress. That whole part. The bridge is different than the rest of it, but he did good. He had some grit in there. He did some really good things. I really liked it. I mean, it didn't like make me want to like only watch DeAndre for the rest of my life, but I thought it was really good. I think it was the best he's done since the live show started. And I gave him a 4.5. I was quite pleased. That's all I can say. I would like to be pleased with everyone. I won't be pleased with everyone, but I would like to be pleased with everyone. So my videos are short and to the point. We'll see how that goes. But DeAndre, 4.5. Good job. Next to sing was Erica Van Pelt, and she decided to sing New York State of Mind, which Ryan totally gave away the commercial break. And can I just say, wow, holy fucking hair. Now I know way back in like video number 1, I did mention, maybe it was when I typed my first blog, I don't know, but they showed pictures of her like in her life at her first audition. She had dark hair and I really liked it, but like a severe cut, I definitely wouldn't let them cut my hair like that just for a show. Hell no. But I mean, she can pull it off. She seemed really confident tonight, so maybe she really liked her makeover. The fucking mentoring was nothing notable to say about that. She started off really strong, which is much different than last week. She was definitely right on point with the arrangement. She solved all that shit. I mean, she must have said to herself, I gotta get this together, because I would have cried if I watched that back and that was me. Ooh-wee. It was really strong. There were a couple little note things that, like, I just probably would have chose to do differently. And she did this annoying thing where instead of stopping singing, like stopping the note, she just moved the microphone away. That's annoyed the shit out of me. But I really liked it. I think it's been her best. No, maybe it was. I mean, I Believe in You and Me too. That was really good. But this is definitely more like the Erica that we know, and I gave it a 4.5 as well because I really liked it, but I didn't throw things at the TV or anything. That's the difference between like a 4.5 and a 5. A 4.75 is when it like does make me throw things at the TV, but there was something about it that just annoyed me. So as far as like pretty good songs go, 4.5 is about the highest you can get for me. So hopefully this is enough for America to like her. I mean, I don't know what she has to do. She cut her hair off, she dyed it, and sang a good song. So I think Billy Joel's been pretty good for our first 2 contestants anyway. Hopefully it'll continue to be that way. Jessica might have some trouble, and maybe Holly, depending on what songs they chose. And the problem for them being so young is that they may not know all the great Billy Joel songs from the 70s and 80s. He hasn't had too much by way of hits since like The River Dreams. So we'll see. But good job to Erica. So next up was Joshua, and he's gonna be singing "She's Got Away." And at first I thought that was a really good choice because I could automatically hear in my head some of the things he could do to make it his own. I fast forwarded through Tommy Hilfiger because I don't give a fuck. Like, he still came out in a suit. He looked the exact same as he did last week. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't need to sit around listening to Tommy Hilfiger talk to him. So we came into the mentoring session, and it became painfully obvious that he did not want to be singing this song. First of all, he's never heard the song. Oh, and let me just state, like, sidebar, but not really. I am absolutely appalled and ashamed and infuriated at Steven Tyler for not knowing this song. I mean, granted, he was probably fucked up on dope the whole 80s, but you don't know that. That just flabbergasted me. Anyway, so yeah, you could tell he was in a mood. I would love to have been a fly on the wall to see how this was the song he arrived at. And even when he came out to sing, when he was talking to Ryan, he did not want to sing this. Now, there's 2 schools of thought. One, he didn't know it, and maybe there was some other song he wanted to sing, but maybe someone else was singing it. So he got stuck with a song I didn't know, and he wasn't happy. Or there was another song he wanted to do, maybe that wasn't on the list or something. Or if you want to get controversial about it, because, you know, I don't know this for a fact or anything, and it doesn't affect anything for me. But perhaps he didn't want to be singing "She's Got Away" about her. Perhaps he'd like to sing it to somebody else who has a way. Just a thought. Because he was definitely pissed off. And unfortunately it affected his performance. The beginning was rough for the first time, and like rough for Joshua is like everyone else's regular, but First time I ever heard pitch issues, they were few and far between, but still, and it was just a little rough. But then, like when he hit the big verse and the choir came out, he did his thing and he got more comfortable. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, America might just get ticked that he was so ticked, and he might find himself on the bottom again. I mean, he doesn't deserve to be down there. But again, I'm gonna go with 4.5. Initially, I thought maybe 4.75, but like after his toot, after I processed his toot a little bit more, I mean, after last week, you can't go anywhere but down. But it was great. But I'd love to know what his problem was. I wish they did like an American Idol behind the scenes show or some shit. So, good job. Don't be so bunched up. You're on TV. Your life is not that fucking bad. So next up was Skylar Laine, and she chose Shameless. I can't say that I know Billy Joel's version of the song. I too was familiar with Garth Brooks' version, and honestly didn't know that it was Billy Joel's song. So I thought it was cute that she was starstruck by Diddy, and what we heard in the rehearsal sounded really good. Again, I wasn't really super familiar with the song, but I had heard the Garth Brooks version. And I watched the Tommy Hilfiger part just to see what I was missing with everyone, and it was a big fat nothing. So I'll continue to fast forward that. So performance-wise, it was sloppy in the beginning. Randy mentioned that it might have been the key was a little low. That could have been it. I also thought maybe the walking around. She seemed to be a little distracted. But it was very sloppy. She's sloppy down there anyway. She needs to fix up her lower register because her big notes is where she really feels more comfortable. But she really always is consistent, and she gives it a freaking 110% every time. You can tell that. She's just a fucking firecracker. That dress was cute, but it made her waist look awesome and her hips look like fucking like whoa. She's gonna be unhappy when she watches that back. But I really didn't have much to say. Had she been less sloppy in the beginning, it would have been like really stellar. And she does force it sometimes, but I don't know. I like her. I think it won't make a fuck what happens. She go home tomorrow, and it won't matter. She's gonna be on country radio in a hot minute. I think she's better than Lauren Elena, point blank. So we see that she's already on tour, so she don't gotta worry about a thing. I gave her 4.25. Next up's Elise, and I hope she does her thing because she does not even need to be in the bottom anymore. Really starting to take me off. We'll see. So next up was Elise, and she decided to sing Vienna, which is a great Billy Joel song that probably not as many people know, but for Diddy and Jimmy to say that no one was gonna know it, I think that's bullshit because it's in 13 going on 30, almost in its entirety. And I'm gonna go ahead and guess that there isn't a 15-year-old girl watching the show that hasn't seen that movie. And if they haven't, they're retarded because I own it, and I think it's great. So that's really where I became super familiar with it because I've seen that movie about 45,000 times. I'm gonna download it because I really liked it. Because it wasn't one of the more popular ones that everyone came to know. It's not on its greatest hits as far as I know, and it's a great song. And I think she fucking killed it. I would have given it a 5. And this is probably just because I'm tired and cranky, and like things that annoy me are just getting on my nerves 50 times more. That run at the end was awesome. Like, do not get me wrong, but it pissed me off that she did fouled it with her hand. I fucking hate that shit. And I don't like that end note choice. I would have gone up myself because it was weird and she didn't go. There wasn't enough of a contrast between the step down she took and the note. I didn't like it. So those two things had me give it a 4.75, but I think she had a great moment. I don't know that it's I don't know that it's her not doing a good job that is America's not voting for her. They might just like whoever's voting, she's just not their cup of tea, which is ridiculous because I think she is so good. And her and Erica are just so good. Probably some of the best female voices that have been on competition in a long time because we've been seriously lacking in female voices, obviously, because the last bajillion winners were male. But I thought she did good, and I don't know that anyone else is really going to top that for me tonight, but that's just me speaking at a turn when we still have 5 people left to go. So, thought it was great. I thought her one vocal student with the red fucking hair was gorgeous. Like, can you be any prettier? No. So yeah, I hope people, I mean, what does she have to do? Jump through hoops of fire to get votes? I don't know, but it was A-okay in my book. Quite good, quite good. Very happy with the Billy Joel songbook so far, but I'm sure that'll change as soon as my number one nemesis gets on stage. And I mean, Billy Joel's right in his, I don't know, he has a sweet spot, that would be it. I digress. So, sorry. Next up was Phil Phillips, and he decided to sing Moving Out. Great song. Felt Tommy Hilfiger was being kind of a dick to him. Now, you know, I'll be the first to admit that I ripped on his outfit week 1 of the live shows because it looked like he grabbed it off the hamper floor. But if you're a simple dresser, then you're a simple dresser. Like, hearing Tommy Hilfiger tell you that gray is blah is not gonna change your mind. If he wants to wear gray, let him wear gray. So that was annoying. And then in the rehearsal piece, they tried to get him to not have his guitar. And that was annoying. And what else is annoying is that I really want to like him. I just don't get it, man. I definitely think this was his best performance yet. I love the end note. But this is probably going to be hard to explain in words. I feel like he takes the inflection in the song's melody and the interesting, cool parts of the melody that make you remember a song and makes them very, like, monotone and in one pocket of notes. Does that make sense? I know what I'm trying to say, but I'd have to, like, sing, and I don't fucking feel like it. Like, in the beginning, instead of doing, like, I understand you don't want to do, like, heart attack, that's very, like, Billy Joel. Then, to get to the who needs a house out in Hackensack, it just felt all flatlined to me. I'm very, like, disjointed right now, I'm tired, but, and his stage, like, movements are right out of Dave Matthews' playbook. Like, tonight more than ever, I was like, whoa, like. So, I mean, I really want to, like, be on the bandwagon, like, waving my Phillip Phillips flag, but I go in with a positive outlook every time, I swear to God. But, I mean, I thought this was his best. I'll give him that. And props to him. He went out and wore gray and had his guitar. He said, fuck you and fuck you. I like that about his performance. I gave him a 4. And that's the highest he's gotten from me yet. So I will say this. I'm going to go ahead and go on record on March 21st. Well, now it's 22nd. But if he wins, though, I think it'll be doing the competition a disservice. Because, sorry, I'm really distracted. The way I have the TV paused right now, he's looking at me weird, like he knows what I'm talking about. He just doesn't have the best voice, and I thought that was like what American Idol was supposed to be about, not about. the artist, per se. Do you know what I mean? Just like I think it would have been disservice if Casey won last year. Just not the best voice. I'm saying it. So, if he wins for some reason, you can come back to this video and say, the disservice has been done. But, on a positive note, I do think this was his best. I still just don't get it. Gave him a 4. I can't believe this episode isn't over yet. So next up was Holly, and she chose Honesty, which is one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. I remember one certain summer, I think I was 14, and I heard it on this awesome like slow jams radio show that used to be on when I was a teenager, and it like, I don't know, I loved it. I used to listen to it over and over and over and over. Because at 14, I already knew the world was not a mess. Okay. So, Diddy and Jimmy said that, like, she was too happy to be singing about this, and she doesn't know, like, the heartbreak that the world has in store. Good for her. But I guess by the end, she was singing it well. It's a big song, great, I love it. But as I predicted, I thought she might have some trouble with Billy Joel week. Something was definitely off at the beginning of the first verse, it's chorus. I don't know if she was planning on doing something styly or she just overshot. Something was weird. I like what she was going for with the big note at the end because I love what he does with that note at the end. But that went off track. I think she was trying too hard overall, and she mentioned at the end that she had never heard the song. Like when I never heard a song before and I had to learn it that quickly, I don't worry so much about stylizing it. Just kind of do what comes natural, make sure I get the song down first before I worry about like what am I gonna do runs wise and shit. You know? Yes, I just think she was in her head, she tried too hard and it pushed her off key a lot. Definitely was not her greatest moment in the song. And she knew that it wasn't great when she got that, you could tell in her face. So for Holly tonight, as much as it pains me, I gave her a 3.75. There was just too much wrong with it to have her up in the 4s. So we have 3 more singers to go, and next up, we'll see. That's like my favorite sign off. We'll see. Well, next up was Heejun, and he decided to sing My Life. And my initial thought was that there was going to be some major language barrier issues because the song has quite a bit of words and it's faster pace than what he normally sings. So the mentoring piece showed nothing of him singing and just of him asking about how to take criticism, which I think was a great question because if he decides or the business decides that he can even stick around, he's going to be getting a lot of it. And I fast forward and Tony Hawk Figure because so on to the performance. They had me fooled with that beginning. I thought he really messed up. I was like so embarrassed for him. I wanted to jump out the window. But he was just pulling our leg and he busted into I want to dance and I took his coat off. The very first phrase into it was good and I was like, oh okay. And then like a boulder going down a mountain, avalanche to the ground. It was pitchy, he was running around. Every time he sang the word alone, it was flat. We try to do some interesting things in the second chorus. You can see that with like a hefty amount. I mean, how old is he? 20, 22, 23? He got a hefty amount of vocal lessons. There's something there. Doesn't need to be in my face on television every week. Especially not tonight, man. I'm tired. This show feels long as fuck right now. He just isn't good. Really no way around it at this point, folks. At the end, he was like, keep it to yourself, it's my life. No, I won't, because you're putting it out in my face, and I need to tell you, get lost. America, like, please. More people go home now. Like, the only other person who, like, I don't like, like, it's not even near the same, but, like, Phil, I don't get him. But, like, I understand how people could get him. Like, even he doesn't deserve to go home. No one deserves to go home now besides he. And I just feel like it's not gonna happen. I don't get why people I mean, this is gonna sound incredibly racist, but I don't mean it this way. I'm just like a very real person. Like, it sounded like, no, I'm not gonna say it. Let me just keep that in my head. Keep that in my head. So I gave him a 3.5, and I kind of feel like I gave you generous. I mean, he gets to go on the tour. Just bow off and say, I don't even know why I'm still here. If I was the judges, I would be like, how did we really? I'm glad it's over. I'm mean and I'm tired and I don't care anymore. So in the number 9 spot tonight was Jessica, and she decided to sing "Everybody Has a Dream," which is a Billy Joel song that I do not know. I'm gonna look it up and listen to his version, which I'm sure sounded nothing like this. Diddy gave her some good pointers, said she was over singing. They didn't believe her. It was hard to connect. All those things that I still felt after her performance tonight. I didn't like the arrangement. I hate when it's chorus heavy. Like, she sang one verse that was 5 fucking words, and then sang the chorus 38 times, with 50 different times of runs, and hit a modulation and hit a high note. I don't think she listened to it. I think there was over singing and there were tricks in there, and I don't believe her and I don't connect with her. I don't know. Something about her just rubs me the wrong way. Even from the Whitney Houston day, I wasn't feeling it like everyone else was feeling it. She's talented. I hear goodness. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. You gotta connect. I just don't feel a connection with her at all. I don't know. I wish I could explain it better and make you understand, but I can't. So I gave it a 4.25, and because it was technically perfect, I guess. I mean, Joshua has a big voice like that too, and he does his tricks and things, but like, you can't help but connect to that voice, man. He's singing from the fucking gut. She just does that shit because she can. It feels like, I don't know. I can't wait for Colton to come on and to go to bed. Like, this is ridiculous. This music has been on for 4 hours, and I'm fast forwarding through commercials. God bless anyone who watches in real time tonight. So again, I gave her 4.25. Maybe one day she'll evoke some emotion from me. Not right now. So next up was my boo-boo love, Colton Dixon. And he decided to sing Piano Man, which I think is great because I love him most behind the piano. No doubt about it. I hated his shoes in the rehearsal. They were like slippery, weird slip-on shoes, no socks. I did not like that. But I love when he wears that hat and the hair and the jacket with a hoodie. Jacket with a hoodie is like my favorite. Next to button-down cardigans. Diddy wants to buy your version of this in rehearsal. Like, seriously? Seriously? That's, like, you need a bigger compliment. So performance, love the lights. Love this, like, sad, tender vibe he gave to the song. I could have done without all of the little cracks he did, but I know that that comes from, like, really feeling it, and I just love him. I love him. I guess I think Phil people are the way I am with Colton, because he's not the best singer in the competition, but I just love him. There's something, that's my style of singer, that's my style of music. I know that he probably writes some good fucking lyrics, like I can't wait to hear an original album from him. It's neither here nor there that he's I loved it. I started laughing at the end because I loved it, and I was like thinking like people were just like, oh great, she loves Colton, but like I've had him like mixed amongst the bottom for the last couple weeks. Like I'm honest about it, but this week I feel like did his thing. It was really good. I wish I didn't have to wait till the end. I have a sleepy voice. I'm so tired, but it was a good way to end the show for me. I gave it a 4.75 just because I would have liked a little less cracking. But I loved it. I loved it. Everyone can kiss my ass. I loved it. So, that being said, my rankings for this week, which will be in the credits, but just real quick. Although Colton and Elise both scored equally for me, I gave Colton the nod ahead, even though I think she did great, too. Like, what record would I probably listen to more? I would listen to it. I'm just thinking if that's really true. I just hope she's not on the bottom this week again. Like, she does not deserve to be there. So, I have Colton and Elise at 1 and 2, and it really could be interchangeable. At 3, I had Joshua, and at 4, I had Erica. I toyed around with that a little bit as well, but I think things that I didn't like about Erica were more annoying than the things I didn't like about Josh. And really all I didn't like about him was that he was bunged up and that the beginning wasn't great. She did that weird pulling the microphone away, and she had a couple pitchy things. And at 5, I had DeAndre, and they all scored the same, Joshua, Erica, and DeAndre, so they could have been interchangeable as well. At 6, I had Skylar. At 7, I had Jessica. But I think I enjoyed Phil's performance more than Jessica's. But just by the way of scoring, I just kept it by the way of scoring. So I put Phil at 8, and Holly at 9, and Heejun at 10. I mean, if the world was perfect, which we know it never is, Heejun should go home. Like, when is the stick gonna ride out its welcome? It rode out its welcome fucking 4 weeks ago for me. Not me. So, like, ideally for me, even though I have my bottom 3 in my rankings as Phil, Holly, and Heejun, I would not mind it being Jessica, Holly, and Heejun. But I don't think Holly or Jessica deserves to go home at all. Like, I don't think any of those people deserve to go home before Heejun does. And it's gonna cause a riot up in this motherfucker. So, let's hope. And then the thing is that when Heejun does go home, then I'm really just gonna be losing, like, it's gonna be like a losing battle every time. Oh, I hate when that happens. When everyone is pretty neck and neck. Everyone's pretty neck and neck for me. I'll even throw Phil in the mix of being neck and neck because I know he's got a lot of fans. It's gonna be rough, but we'll see tomorrow. I gotta get the fuck